What's going on, guys? In the works, and the Titan has fallen. And my corny jokes will always be the same, but yeah, we're going to be looking at Titanfall because I actually had a chance to play it somewhat early, and I'm going to talk about my opinions on the game thus far, just a couple things I've noticed, and whether or not is the hype actually there. I mean, you can't really judge a book too early. Like, you know, you pick up a game, it's like, you know, I didn't like the first chapter, so I'm going to put it down. But, you know, there's a good possibility that book actually gets a lot better, and the same is true with games. And there's been some release day jitters, to say the least. Now, this is PC footage. I know a bunch of my friends did get it on the Xbox One, and they were saying it was running a little bit smoother. So, hey, maybe Xbox One has something over us. But that is my only death right there, not to spoil it. This is actually pretty fun gameplay. I go on quite a tear towards the end of this, so hopefully it's entertaining in that respect. But there have been some release day jitters, which is typical. No matter how big of a release you have, you gotta expect there's gonna be some sort of problems. It happens every time with every game, and this game was no exception. So right off the bat, you may notice that I'm looking at a strip club, and that's one of the cool things I actually like about, you know, Titanfall. Not the strip club, but the thing they put into the map, just like the little things. I'm a person who really enjoys good map design and just like the small little details. And oddly enough, Titanfall has a lot of small little details that you can find. You know, in a couple levels, there's like Titanfall arcades and just little bitty things that, like this thing in front of me, the electric chicken. I mean, what the heck is the electric chicken? It makes me think of like those egg games where you got to put in a quarter and you get an egg that's, you know, shoots out and you don't really know what's in the egg and it turns out to be a piece of crap. But every like 1,000 eggs, there's like something really good in it. I don't know, those kind of things. It's just a little thing. So I do like the maps. I like the small minor details that go into the maps. And I think they all play pretty well, minus one that I can think of. I don't know the name of it, but it's like really, really tall in the air, and there's like 15 different levels you can get up onto. It's really freaking frustrating. It is, oh man, is it a horrible map. But other than that, I really do enjoy the maps. I think it's one of the more redeeming features of the game. I think they play well, considering that a lot of people were worried that it was going to be like 6v6, you wouldn't run into a lot of pilots. I don't really see that to be the case. There's always action in Titanfall. So that's a good thing, you know. The hype is real when it comes to 6v6 working. So I am glad to see that, because I was a little bit skeptical at first myself. But let's talk about some of the negative things, because you've heard me talk about Titanfall and what I was expecting out of the game. Let's talk about some of the things that I'm noticing that I really don't like, and that is the rodeoing. And yes, I didn't really think that it would be a big issue in the game when I played the beta, but man, is it annoying. It's just so frustrating, and it got me to the point where I always run the electric smoke cloud just to keep rodeo people off you, because it's so easy for them to jump up on you. And I've found that in almost every match I go into, I get into this cycle where they jump up on you and it says, hey, jump out of your Titan, or, you know, they're going to kill your Titan. You jump out of your Titan and then they jump off, and then you get back into your Titan and then they jump back on, and it's just really, really frustrating to deal with that kind of stuff. So I found myself running electric smoke cloud, or whatever it's called. It's like a puff of smoke that's actually like toxic and it kills people. I find myself running that, but then I find myself without the vortex cloud, so I'm vulnerable in that respect. So I guess it sort of balances out, but it's still something I'm not really a huge fan of right now. It's something that I would like to see it be a perk. Like, if you want to be out there rodeoing, why can't it be like an add-on, something like that? So, you know, it's a very minor detail, but it was one to just, it seems like it hurts the flow of the game. I hate getting in the, you know, removing myself from the Titan to deal with one person, and then it's just, you know, like a rinse and repeat cycle. But other than that, you know, the first half of my day I had a lot of fun playing Titanfall. Towards the second half, it started to get where it was like, oh man, this is, you know, it's starting to grind a little bit. I'm getting a little bit frustrated, and I had a lot of frustrations tonight playing that. It was interesting to me because when I played this morning, there wasn't really a whole lot of problems, but it seemed like as more people got on, people were figuring out all sort of the cheap tricks, I like to call it, you know, the stuff that just how to exploit things and just how to play like a jerk. And that's just a community thing. I mean, whatever reason, the video game community, they like to play like that. A lot of people like to blame Call of Duty for that, but I say, hey, gamers are going to be gamers. I think one game in particular, we were on one of those maps where there was a lot of like stuff you can get on top of, and its entire team jumped up on a room on top of this tall building, and they just camped. They just set up with their DMR snipers, and they just sat there camping for their Titans. And I'm like, really, guys? The game just came out. Don't you want to move around and figure out how to play the game a little bit? But you know, that's not the game's fault. That's just the way the people were playing. You can see there we got our victory there. It was a stomping. I went on a rampage there at the end. This Titan is on its last leg though, so I'm gonna have to bail here. But overall, I've liked Titanfall. I'm happy with the release. I know a lot of people were skeptical. I think a lot of the concerns that you may have had, let's say you played the beta and you were unsure if you actually thought that you would like the full release of the game, you're not. If you played the beta and didn't like it, you're not going to like the full release. I'm going to be honest. I mean, I want you guys to get an honest review here, and hey, you know, if you didn't like the beta, you're not going to like this. It's pretty much the same. You get a lot of the same things in it. So let me know if you've had a chance to play it, what you think of it so far. I'm sure I'll be posting more here in the coming days, seeing that the game did just come out. But I'll see you guys next time. Peace.